Okay, so I have now taken the design that we had to start with, right? We had this, I color coded it, I kind of decided how big I wanted everything, and those numbers kind of changed as I went through and realized maybe it doesn't need to be this big, maybe it doesn't need to be that small. And then I started cutting it out on my graph paper. So I did do my holding pins at 4 inches by 4 inches. So each of those, and you'll notice I cut everything out individually. So right, I had 2 holding pins, I cut out 2 4x4 squares. And then I did my dip vat first, my dip vat and my squeeze chute. I cut those out individually. So they were all, that's why everything is labeled, because I had to know where I was gonna put things when I finally got this together. Okay, so I cut out my dip vat, my squeeze chute, then I cut out alley 1, alley 2, and alley 3. I did not cut out the curves until I laid everything out because I needed to see where everything was going to fit. So when I cut everything out and kind of laid it out, it was a little disconnected, right? Because I didn't have this part that gets skinnier and feeds into this curve, and I didn't have any of the other curves, right? And I didn't have this last alley that connects everything. So I laid everything out, and then I realized alley 2 was way longer than it needed to be, because all I did was I took my cow, right, and I put it in there, and alley 2 went all the way down to here. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. This cow does not need to be able to go that far, right? And I also then, this is gonna sound very elementary, I walked my cow through everything to make sure that it fit, to make sure that everything worked, to make sure it could get through. And that's how I did the curves. Is this cow gonna get through this curve? If it's not right, guys, okay? So once I got that all laid out, then when I had alley 1 through the squeeze chute done and the curves, I could figure out how long I needed this to be to connect to there and how long I needed that guy to be to connect to there, okay? So you're gonna have to just kind of trial and error it. That's why I gave you so much paper. That's why I gave you a bunch of cardboard, because you can cut things out as you go. But I laid everything out on my cardboard first, and I'm actually just gonna take and put my my walls directly next to this. I'm not gonna move anything. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on the cardboard down there. Your walls are gonna need to be the height of your cow. If your cow can jump over your wall, it's not a good wall. Okay, so I will make another video as I continue on, but this should help you with that part.